Shalom. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who taught me this truth. Salutations to the hopeful elect that's around the four corners of the earth, and also the brothers that teach this word of sincerity. Come back at you with another lesson, just to basically talk about the 4th of July. You know how 4th of July is not for our people, and how true independence is coming when the Lord returns. Once we ultimately get delivered, Lord willing. So this is Jeremiah 10:1. Hear ye the word which the Lord spake unto you, O house of Israel. Who are the Israelites? Simple, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Jeremiah 10:2. Thus said the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen. And who are the heathen? These other nations. Starting with the so-called white man. And be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathens are dismayed at them. Verse 3. For the custom of the people are vain. For one cut off a tree out of the forest, that work the work of the hands of the workman with the axe. Right, that's going into Christmas, but the case being, not to follow these holidays. When the Declaration of Independence was signed in 1776, I believe. Where were our people at? We were picking cotton. We were bitten by slave masters day in and day out. Not only the southern kingdom, but the northern kingdom also of Israel. They were suffering. Doing it around the same time. Not around the same time, but like you had Esau Edom, destroying the Gadites, doing around that time also. So our people was in a truly messed up state back in 1776. July 4th has nothing to do with our people. July 4th is for the so-called white man. It has nothing to do with our people. And I'm going to bring out the curses also because, we were in slavery during those times. I'm going to bring out also how we're going to be delivered, and that's our true independence. This is Proverbs 3:31. Envy thou not the oppressor. Who are our oppressor? These other nations, but started with the Edomites, which is the so-called white man. He is our oppressor. He is our number one oppressor, and choose none of his ways. Right? We're not supposed to choose none of the so-called white man's ways. That includes his holidays and a way of living. Because everything that the so-called white man promotes is wickedness, adultery, everything like that. But on the topic of the 4th of July, we're not supposed to follow anything like that. Popping fireworks, having a good time on the day, everything, thinking that everything is smooth, which it's not, because like I said before, we don't have nothing to do with July 4th, we have something to do with it in the sense that we were getting brutally killed, by the so-called white man. That was the only thing that was the only, part of history, during that time that we were a part of, being killed by the so-called white man, and choose none of his ways. Right? Don't choose none of his ways. Don't do what he do. Don't celebrate these holidays like he celebrate these holidays. Because at the end of the day, we were given high holy days. Let's continue. This is Baruch 3:8. Because like I said before, during that time of 1776, we were still in captivity. That hardcore bondage. This is Baruch 3:8. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity. Well, thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payments. Right, because during the time when the Declaration of Independence was signed, right, that was for the so-called white man. When they got independence from Britain, whatever the case may be, that was not, that was not, for us. At that time, we were still considered 3/5 of a human being. That's why I say behold, we are yet this day in our captivity. Because if we truly had something to do with 1776, we would be free. But we were not. We were in hardcore slavery. Well, thou hast scattered us for reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payments. Right, this is the modern day slavery, being subject unto payments, like paying your bills and different things like that. According to all the iniquities of our fathers which departed from the Lord our power. Right, the reason for me to bring this scripture was just to basically show you Jakes. We are in this captivity, still in this captivity, because celebrating the 4th of July, Independence Day, you feel like you're free when you celebrate those days, but in actuality, you're still a slave, Isaiah 42 and 22, this is another curse. How this is our condition today, Isaiah 42 and 22. But this is a people robbed and spoiled. Right, we are robbed and spoiled because all our inheritance is given to another people. we were beat down into submission so much that our people, think they're free. But this is a people robbed and spoiled. They are all of them snared in holes, and they are hidden in prison houses, right? A lot of our people are in jails, so just think about when you celebrate July 4th, Independence Day, just think about it. You are still in captivity. July 4th has nothing to do with our people. And Isaiah 42 and 22 proves that. They are for a prey and none deliver, for a spoil and none shall restore. Right, because we're in a messed up state. Like it says, we are standing holes in prison houses. Like we were in slavery, back in 1776. It's the same thing that apply, but this is slavery done in a different form. We're in chains, but it's on our minds. We basically how it was done in 1776, but in today it's a modern version of that slavery in 1776. We are still in slavery, pertaining to Baruch 3 and 8, which I just read not too long ago. I'm gonna get one more curse, because this was happening during the time of 1776. This is Deuteronomy 28 and 48, or Independence Day. Therefore shalt thou serve thy enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and the want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. Right, and this is going on heavy in that time. Because we were still getting shipped in the transatlantic slave trade. The Northern Kingdom was being raped by the Edomites. It was not a good time for our people, at that time, during that time, because like I said before, we were considered 3/5 of a human being, but no matter what you say, during these lessons, 2/3 of our people are still going to celebrate, July 4th. And the thing about it, our people just celebrated so-called Juneteenth, when slavery was abolished, but then go around to celebrate July 4th, 1776, which is Independence Day. Both of those days are off, but it just goes to show you how stupid our people is. How can you celebrate a day that so-called, had a day where, slavery was so-called abolished, but then you go celebrate July 4th, which a day when you were still in slavery, which Independence Day had nothing to do with you. He shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. Right, that happened a lot, to our people during that time. And those chains are on our neck, but those chains are physically on our on our mind right now. And how I said before, true independence is going to come when the Lord returns, and this is the scripture for that. This is Ezekiel 36 and 24. For I will take you from among the heathen and gather you out of all countries, and will bring you into your own land. What is our own land? The nation, the land of Israel. Who those fake Jews, occupy, which is Amalek. The Amalekites, which are Edomites. Verse 25. Then will I sprinkle clean water upon you, and ye shall be clean from all your filthiness, and from all your idols will I cleanse you. Verse 26. A new heart also will I give you, and a new spirit will I put it within you. Right. This is going into the new covenant, how we're going to have those new bodies, and the law is going to be in our inward part. Will I put within you, and I will take away the stony heart out of your flesh, and I will give you a heart of and I will give you a heart of flesh. Right. We're going to be, we're going to have the laws in our inward parts, and we're not going to go off. This is true independence from the Lord, not July 4th, 1776, which is Independence Day. Verse 27, and I will put my spirit within you and cause you to walk in my statutes, and ye shall keep my judgments and do them. Right. This is true independence when we're delivered, and when we get those once we have the laws in our inward parts, and we're delivered from our enemies, that's true independence. I got one more. This is Jeremiah 32 and 37. This I'm gonna close out with this one. Behold, I will gather them out of all countries, right? Because during the time of slavery, we were scattered, throughout all lands. Even before time, when we were, ruling during the dark ages. Behold, I will gather them out of all countries whither I have driven them in my anger and in my fury and in great wrath. I will bring them again unto this place, and I will cause them to dwell safely. Right, when the Lord delivers us, that's going to be our true Independence Day. when the Lord destroy this place and deliver his elect. Jeremiah 32:38, and they shall be my people, and I will be their power. Right, and this is what ultimately independence we're looking for. Independence away from our enemies, and ultimately to dwell safely under our power and in our own land. That's our true independence right there. Not July 4th, 1776, which is Independence Day. It has nothing to do with us. So Lord one, I hope this is edifying us to the elect. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who taught me this truth. Salutations to the hopefully elect that's around the four corners of the earth, and also the rest of you sworn in sincerity. Lord one, I hope this is edifying. Lord one, I'll come back with another lesson soon. Shalom.